is spring break in my neck of the woods, and I am excited to have this extra time during spring break to be able to really connect with who I am. And
Hello, good morning.
And like I was saying, it is spring break, and so I'm excited to take time away from what I feel like I have to be doing and focusing that towards what I get to be doing. And so I encourage you, whether you're having spring break this week or not, I know that some colleges have skipped the spring break. Remember that it is still a time of relaxation. It's still a time, even if the structures have taken it away from you, their breaks are important. They're important not just for our minds, but our bodies, our souls. And without breaks, well, life would be really mother freaking miserable. So, because of the structure that we've set up, to making sure that we are using or allotting ourselves that time, because we deserve it. Today I pulled the Strength card, and I think that this is hilarious. Strength is shown through kindness, and I think I needed to be reminded of this today. I think that the devil loves to work in our lives in ways that are in our insecurities. And so last night I felt the devil coming into myself through actions that others were taking and insecurities of feeling attacked and blindsided. And I think that is just so true to like how the devil works in our lives. Like he wants to attack anything that we feel insecure in so that we plunge towards addiction and towards anger and towards things like that versus plunging towards kindness. So today I encourage you to stand strong in your beliefs and desires. Remain steady as you bring compassion to your current situation. Compassion is the ultimate savior for our souls and for the souls around us. And so we're going to do a flow today. But before we do that, actually, I want you to write down a space in your life where you are needing to give more compassion. And I'm not saying that those motherfuckers deserve it either. But where are you needing to give more compassion for your own sanity, for your own love, for your own deserving of happiness? You deserve that. And it doesn't mean that anyone else does, but it means for your peace of mind, where do you need to be giving compassion for? Is it to your siblings? Oftentimes it's my third graders. They're like, oh, my sibling's so annoying. Is it to your parents? Maybe they don't deserve the compassion, and maybe writing a letter to them and not ever giving it to them is something that you need to do for yourself. Is it to yourself? Are you oftentimes your biggest critic, but not your biggest supporter?
And if you can, be specific about how you want to be compassionate towards yourself or towards whoever. Specifics are, sometimes the devil's in the details, you know?
Also, if you're on your spiritual journey, which I assume if you found our videos that you are, something that keeps reappearing in my life is as we continue to get more woke, so I call it, like as you start to open up your reality to realizing that, right, this is all an illusion, we create our reality. we cannot take that out on people who are not woke or on that journey, because everyone is growing in their own space at their own pace, and it is not our place to judge. And that's what turns our intentions from being malicious, or not even, I guess malicious might not be the right word, but from being judgmental, which is a very ego-driven feeling, right, to compassion, which they can seem very similar and very close. The feelings, you might feel similar sensations in your body, but it's all really what's being thought in your mind. And so can't be frustrated, right, at people who aren't actively throwing themselves into growing, into self-discovery, into becoming a person that, is nothing like a person they've been before. Because again, everyone is learning how to take their own space and at their own pace. And so if we decide to judge, or if we're coming from a judgmental point, like what does that make us, right? Like if we're the ones that are supposed to be growing towards this place of love and light, like we got to acknowledge those shadows. And those shadows are oftentimes brought as mirrors in the people that surround us, and not in a negative way, in a very positive way, right? We can learn the most from the people we're around and how they make us feel. And then we can do our own self-work that we pull in to do that on our own. And sometimes that involves the people that we're directly around, and other times it doesn't. But again, we're all learning how to grow in our own space, at our own pace, and it is not our place to judge. Which is very hard, easier said than done, especially from a young age. We've learned that being competitive is something that we should all strive to be, but the way that we've learned to be competitive, or at least the way I have, has been a very nasty way of, right, like taking others down to put yourself up. And so just important to remember all of these social constructs that we so beautifully were raised in and never questioned, and how we can question them. We absolutely can. As a collective, when we focus on certain things, right, that's what happens. And I was watching this TikTok last night, and I was talking about how like when we focus on, and I don't know how scientific this is, but whatever. When we focus on something specific, it comes out. So like when we were focusing on skin cancer and something to do with like this hole or something, again, I don't know a whole lot, but there were like a crazy amount of cases of skin cancer. And then we like stopped focusing on that, and the cases significantly lessened, which is just such an interesting idea, whether how true, how scientific it is or not. But as a collective, like we have that power. And so instead of focusing on things that we were told to focus on, or what does matter, when it really doesn't, remember that we are able to take that power back. That's all about it, right? She rises from the ashes of burning down the whole system of awfulness and rebuilding anew. So we can do it together. It starts individually, but the collective has to come together to grow anew. That's just the only way. Alrighty, so our little flow today, we are going to embody strength. So we're going to go from mountain pose, bringing our hands up, inhaling all of the sun's energy as the sun is rising. Exhaling, bringing our hands to our solar plexus. Exhaling. So we're inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. One more. This one will take you down to a forward fold. Widen your stance. Grab your arms and sway, letting your head, your neck, your shoulders find their space, take their own pace. When you're ready, place your hands, jump or step your feet back to plank. Inhale, exhale, catch a wave. Push it back to child's pose whenever you're ready. Placing your forehead on your mat or on the ground, allow your body to relax. We will be making the trip to Colorado, and so we are going to take some new scenery.
How exciting.
With our flows, which I'm very excited about. We're doing a nice distanced trip for spring break just to get away, to connect with ourselves and with some of our friends who have moved away. So it may look a little bit different, our flows or just our space in general, which will be exciting. But today and this week, we're really focusing on the idea of strength and not be necessarily the narrative we were given of the idea of strength from a young age. If you're anything like me, I always thought that being strong meant that you were aggressive or sometimes agitated or just appearing very strong. But what does that really mean to you? What does strength really mean? There's this beautiful quote, and it says, I can't remember the first part of it, but the second part of it is, it takes strength to be kind. And it's easy to get agitated. It's easy to show anger. It's easy to be mad, right? Because we're coping. That's a way that we are an easy way for us to protect ourselves. But it really takes strength to show compassion, to be kind. Because it takes us actually caring about the other humans that we're interacting with. So no matter your position and no matter who you are by and what you are doing, whether it's at a job, whether it's at a hobby, whatever, remember that you are strong and you are powerful and you have the strength to change not only your life, but the lives around you. And so show that every day, especially when the devil tries to get his way under your skin and really puts those tests out there for us. Thankfully, it's not much like the Bible where God would be like, yeah, no, he believes, do whatever you want. And then like families would be murdered and people would get sick and they're like, yeah, I still believe in God. Like those are some serious trials. We can deal, right? Not saying that doesn't happen anymore, but we can deal. I know that we are strong enough. And the last thing I will leave you with today that my fiance always tells me is, God, make me worthy of my sufferings. And I think that is just such a powerful idea and truth where, if anything, allow me to be worthy of my sufferings. And so wherever you are suffering or whatever you are suffering in, you are a compassionate warrior of light and you are able to bring a really new positive outlook on your situation, and it starts internally, and then we get to continue to make that externally by working together. Yay! Have a great rest of your day.
We'll see you in some new scenery tomorrow night.